And we are live. Hello, everyone. This hour, let's see what we're doing. Oh, yeah, here we go. This hour at Verbling, the next in my business basics class. In this class, we're going to be talking about a really interesting topic, and we're going to be doing a little bit of reading. If you give me just a second, I want to get my description up here so I can tell you a little bit about the class as well, and then we'll get started. Here we go. So, the class is all about taxi apps, and in particular, one which you might know called Uber, which has been in the news a lot lately. Let's see if I can get my description on my tablet. No, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, if I don't make eye contact with you, it's because my computer is down here, and I have to keep looking down. So, taxi apps, to regulate or not to regulate, that is the question. Should businesses be regulated? That's ultimately what we're going to talk about. Your opinion may depend on whether it's your business that we're talking about or whether it's you as a consumer that's using the business. Sometimes our opinions will differ according to those things, but that's ultimately what we're going to talk about. Taxi apps. So this lesson is mostly about Uber, a company that is competing in more and more cities around the world. And it's competing with existing taxi companies, ones where you go on the street and you hail a cab. You go to the taxi rank and you have a cab waiting for you. You don't need to do that with Uber. You just take out your tablet or your smartphone, press a button, and you've got a cab waiting for you in about 5 minutes or less. In this lesson, you will discuss your experiences of taking taxis. You'll study half of a text which supports or is against the idea of taxi apps. Okay? Ultimately, you're going to make up your mind whether you think that regulation is necessary in this market and whether it's something in general which is necessary with business and to what degree it's necessary. So you'll be looking at one half of a text, and you're going to exchange information with everyone else from the class so that they understand the arguments in your half of the class, and you understand the arguments in their half of the class, in their half of the text that they're going to read. Of course, you're going to study and learn many new phrasal verbs and expressions, as well as expand your ideas about the modern reality of doing business in a world that is dominated by the internet. So, all of that and more coming up. We're going to get started in just a second. Let me just get my name on the board, which will appear in just a second, and I'm going to say hello to all of you as well. Let's see if I can get this quickly on the board. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's find out. Yeah, it looks like it's working today. That's good. There you go. It's not working. I give up. Okay, I can't get my name on the board. Today it doesn't feel like working. So I'll just say hello. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, if you click on that link in the chat window, you will see my profile page, and you'll see all my upcoming classes if you follow me there. So you should do that. Also, you can schedule a private tutoring class with me, and in private tutoring, I will work out a personalized learning plan to get you to your goals as soon as possible. Okay, so tutoring is very personalized. Group lessons are more for discussion and having fun. So send me a message in the message window if you're interested, and we'll talk about that, and I'll find time for you in my schedule. Let's take a quick look at the presentation. If you want to open this on your computer, actually, you must open this on your computer, or we're not going to be able to do the class because you're going to have to read. So there is the link in the chat window if you need it. Right? I suggest you open this in a new tab because you're going to be reading this on your own for about 10 minutes. So you're going to need this in your computer. Okay? Before we get started, let me just say a quick hello to everyone, especially the new people. So first, welcome back V from last hour. Hello V, how are you?
Hello, John. I'm as
Okay.
good as your previous.
Okay, very good. And let's see who else is there. Welcome back, Jose. Are you still
Hello,
awesome,
John.
Jose?
Yes,
Still awesome,
I
very
am
good.
still on.
Mr. Khalid, welcome back from last hour as well.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, excellent. Mr. Giancarlo, welcome back. Not from last hour because it's 4 in the morning. Now it's 5, so I wouldn't expect you to be awake. How are you today?
Fine, thank you, John. Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Jair, how are you?
Hello, I am pretty good, thanks.
Okay, very good. Nice to see you early in the morning. Who else is out there? Everyone else looks like they're new. So, oh, there's Tanya too. Hello, welcome back, Tanya. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine, and you?
Very good, very good. We got a few new faces, so let me first say hello to Seban. Am I saying your name right? Seban?
Yeah, teacher, how are you?
Hello, Seban. And where are you from?
I'm from Iraq.
From Iraq. Okay, very good. Great to meet you, Seban. Let me see. We've got LJW, the champ. What do I call you, LJW?
No, it's Rebecca. I don't know why is this picture here. Maybe I'm using another computer and it's for that.
Oh, hello, Rebecca.
How are you?
Why does it say the champ?
I don't know. No, I don't know why is this picture here. Sorry. It's not my computer, so maybe it's for that, you know.
I don't know. It depends on how you sign into the class, by the way. So maybe you're signed in with a different email. I don't know.
No, with my email, my with my email.
Well, it doesn't matter, Rebecca, because I'm going to call you the champ from now on. You are now the champ, Rebecca. Let's see, I missed Gabrielle. Hello, Gabrielle. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
Very good. And where are you from, Gabrielle?
I'm from Brazil.
From Brazil. Whereabouts in Brazil, Gabrielle? It's a big country.
Yeah, I live in Brasilia, the capital city.
In Brasilia. Okay, very good. So we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 Brazilians. Yeah? 2 Spanish. 1 Mexican. Seban is from Iraq. Khalid is from Saudi Arabia, KSA, and V is from Vietnam, right? Don't ask me why, but if I know where you're from, I usually remember you forever. I don't know why. Usually. Sometimes I get it wrong. Usually. Okay. Oh, and the champ as well. The champ is from Spain, too. Rebecca, the champ. Hey, I got a question for all of you before we begin. My question is, have you ever done any of the following? I'll put it on screen for you, too. Have you ever done any of the following? Actually, I want you to read. So you don't need to listen to my voice. I want you to practice. Gabrielle, read the first one for us. Have you ever done the following?
Stood in the street in the hope of stopping a taxi. If so, were you successful?
In the hope of, like that, in the hope of.
Hope of.
Hope, with a p, hope of.
Hope of.
That's right. Okay, in the hope of. That's called, by the way, vocabulary word, that's called hailing a cab. Hailing a cab. I'll try to put some vocabulary in the window as we go along. Let's read through these and then discuss them and see which you can relate to. Jair, could you read the second point there for us?
Yes, phone a tax company when you needed a tax immediately. If so, how long did they take to arrive?
Okay, excellent. By the way, don't drop the E in taxi. Phoned a taxi company.
Phone a taxi company.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. And Mr. Giancarlo, could you read the third point for us, please?
Queued up for a taxi? If so, where were you?
Okay, that's the fourth point, but that's okay.
Booked a taxi more than 24 hours in advance. If so, why? Sorry.
Okay, very good. So we have booked and we have queued as well. Very good. Jose, what does it mean to queue up? Do you know that expression?
To queue up, to wait in order to get a taxi, because there are some people waiting, and you have to wait.
You have to wait in line or
Yeah,
in queue.
line. Yes.
There you go. Okay, just to make sure that that's clear. In line is the same as in queue. Very
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Clear, and it's hard to write standing up. Today I'm standing up. Maybe I should be sitting down. But I heard that sitting down kills you, and I'm sitting down for 8 hours a day, so I decided to stand up. Mr. Khaled, could you read the very last point for us on that page?
Shared a taxi with the people you didn't know. If so, would you do this again?
There's the sixth point, which is, have you ever been in a taxi and then people you didn't know just got in and sat next to you? That's happened to me. I don't know about you. So, Rebecca, which of these can you relate to? All of them? None of them? Which is your normal experience taking a cab?
Thinking about the last one, but yes, so I think I've done all of them.
You've done all of them, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your experience like? Were any of these negative experiences?
Well, of course, I had bad experience, you know, when you have to be in the queue waiting for a long time. But when I phone or book it, I've never had a problem. No.
Exactly.
Well, sometimes you can find a taxi in the street as soon as you want, but just need to walk down for a while, and you know, sooner or later a taxi turns up.
Exactly. So waiting can be an inconvenience, of course. That's one issue that the app is trying to. That's the thing they're trying to fix with the whole industry. We're not talking about the app yet. What about the rest of you? What about you, Saban? Do you have experiences with taxis at all? I have no idea what taxis are like in your country.
Okay.
Which experience can you relate to?
Okay. Honestly, we don't have a public transportation here. It's too poor. It's too poor. So we rely on taxi. So
Really?
yeah. So we use taxi for everywhere. I mean,
Wow.
people are not convenient with there's no. I can say that there's a really poor transportation. That's why people are more convenient with the taxi. And for me, actually, I will talk about sharing taxi with other people. It might be a little bit strange, but if I go to another city in the north part of Iraq, so probably I will share with the strange people. I mean,
Strangers.
stranger.
Right.
And I don't know those people. I might meet them for the first time. So, and actually, I would do this again. I mean, every time I want to go to Arbil, I'm in live in Tuhur, which is a northern part of Iraq, a Kurdish territory. Whenever I go to the other city, I will use taxi. I mean, sharing with other people, because I will not be I mean, able to afford. I mean, not
Afford.
Yeah, sorry, afford the
Mhm.
cost of the taxi. I mean,
Well, how far is Arbil from? I mean, how long does it take to get there? Is it
it's
far?
it's 2 hours. Let's say it's like 150 miles, teacher.
So that's got to be like really expensive, right?
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
expensive. If I just rent a taxi by my own,
Hmm.
will be really expensive. So that's why we have like office here. There's company for that taxi, so you have to go to either call them or you go to the downtown and then you ride a taxi or you have to wait for somebody else so taxi will be filled and then you will go.
Got it. Got it.
Yes.
So that reminds me of actually Portugal when I first came here, because that's where I'm located now. The public transportation system existed, but when I first got here, it really wasn't very good. It's improved a lot, but everybody took taxis. There's like a million taxis here. But it's also very expensive to take a taxi, and it's not convenient because here you can't really pick up a taxi except at an official place. You can do it if they stop, but it's, I don't know. There's these. It's like in Europe. There's always an official place, a taxi rank. You can see that in the chat window. A taxi rank where you pick up the taxi. In New York, where I'm from, no one cares. You just pick it up anywhere. So that's a really good point that you're bringing up. In some places, there's no infrastructure for public transportation, so you've got no choice. And when I first came here, it was a little bit like that too. In New York, I remember having to go to the airport the first time I was going to Europe, and the only way to get there really was to take a taxi. There was just no other way to get there. I think it's changed, but it was so difficult to carry your things and be on the metro for forever, it's the subway. It was just easier to take a taxi, and it was rather expensive. So that's actually quite a good point. What about the rest of you? What's your experience like? Let me hear maybe from
Yes.
one or two others.
My experience is when one time I called a taxi in the night. I had to wait for 1 hour. I think because in night there are a few taxis working. During the day, when you call a taxi, the taxi comes fast.
During the day when everyone's
Yes.
like working, yeah. And tell me something.
Yes.
Do you think having an app would change that situation, Jose? If
I
you were going
think
to, if you're going to use, I don't know if you ever used Uber, but do you think that might change that situation?
I don't know. I think if I had a app, I think the taxi came more fast.
Came more fast or faster?
Yeah, came faster.
Right. If and actually, you should say would come faster. That's even better.
Yes.
If I had an app, taxis would come
Will come
faster.
faster. Will come
Right.
faster. Okay.
Would.
Will come faster.
Yeah. Have any of you actually used Uber or one of the taxi apps? Just out of curiosity. Do any of you have experience using an app instead of hailing a cab or booking on the phone?
I never used Uber, but here in another city in my country,
Right.
they have used that. But I heard some news from the government that they already prohibited that apps because
They're
of
ready.
the unfairness.
They're ready for what? I didn't hear the last part. The government said
Prohibited. They
For-
banned.
to ban it.
Banned.
Ah,
Yeah. They banned.
Ah.
They already banned it because of the unfairness in comparison with other traditional taxis.
right.
Yeah.
So
And
so where was the app? What city was it? In Ho Chi Minh?
yeah. Oh, you know that? Yeah, in Ho Chi Minh City.
It's a big city, right?
We usually call Saigon because it's more.
Oh, Saigon.
Yeah, popular. And
Oh, you don't. Okay.
mhm.
So you say Saigon. Oh, but in English we always say Ho Chi Minh. Okay.
Yeah,
So
because Ho Chi Minh they usually accompany city, but if you don't use the word city, we just call Saigon. It's
oh,
quicker. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
It's like a phrasal now. Ho Chi Minh City, but Saigon only, no city.
so I should say Saigon if I want to be fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it's faster. It's faster.
All right. Uh, so
And
it's banned in Saigon right now. Is that
yeah,
right?
no, I think it's banned in Vietnam.
It's banned in Vietnam. Interesting.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of taxis in places like Saigon?
Yes, in Vietnam there are a lot of taxis, and they're just conventional taxis. It means you have to hail or you call in advance. But that is the
Hail.
first app.
Hail with
And
your hand.
yeah, hail, hail, hail. I mean hail, not hand. Yeah, and
Hail.
the
Hail.
hail,
Hail.
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 Yeah, hail.
So is your experience a little bit like Saiban's experience, where if you want to go to another city, you'd have to take a taxi as well, or do you have pretty good infrastructure?
Many. I mean, I think many means for your decision, because except for taxis, we have buses and some other types of transportation.
Right.
It is like Vietnamese traditional transportation means, and you have a lot of choices because taxi here is very expensive. So it's just used when you go to the airport or
Right.
you go to a far place where you cannot drive a bike or you cannot walk.
Right. 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 Okay. Very good. Well, that's what I want you to think about. Your experiences and what you think about the app. And you already brought up the main point, which is that Uber is facing a lot of banning around the world. What I'd like us to do is look at two sides of that issue. And we're going to talk about regulation. That's our ultimate goal, is we all work. We are involved in the business world directly or even indirectly, but probably directly. Some of us have our own businesses. So the question of regulation is a huge issue, particularly in the United States, where it becomes a major political issue. Both parties seem to be against regulation. One party, the one dominant political party, thinks there should be like almost no regulation. The other one thinks there should be some regulation. So we have to see what that means in terms of you trying to create a business or you as a consumer, and to what degree it helps and to what degree it hurts. And we're going to talk about that with Uber in particular. So let me get this back on screen for a moment. Okay. Whoops, that's not what I want to show you. Sorry, wrong thing. I want you to show you the presentation, not my PDF. There we go. So I think we have the vocabulary down. Now what I want you to do is I want you to divide it into two groups. Before you read your part, you're going to read this to yourself first. Before you do, I want you to pay attention to these definitions. So let me divide you into groups to make this easy. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Let's divide you into half here. Okay? So group A, it's going to be Gabrielle, Giancarlo, Jose, and Khalid. You're going to be group A. You're going to look for these 10 words in the article as you read. If you don't find them, don't worry. But if you can, we'll talk about this at the very end. Okay, so you're going to look over those definitions. Okay, give me just a second to talk to the other group. Then we have Rebecca, Saiban, Tanya, and V. You're going to be group B. You have another set of words you're going to be looking for on slide 4. Okay, so you can take a look there. And your article, Group A, is going to be on slide 5. The text is small, so you really have to open this in your computer using the link I gave you in the chat window. Group B, your text is going to be on slide 6. Okay? Now let me just make sure that everything is clear with everybody. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back here. Okay? Gabrielle, are you there? Hello, Gabrielle?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What group are you in, A or B?
Group A.
Fantastic. What page is your article on?
Page 5.
Page 5. Do you have it open in your browser as well?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. We're doing great.
Yeah.
Okay. Khalid, what group are you in, A or B?
A. Group A.
You are in A. Excellent. And your text is on page? One more time. Which page?
Which page must be page? I don't know. There is no number here on the page.
Okay, well, it's at the bottom. It's slide 5 or page 5. That's the one you're going to be reading with your group, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay, just so it's clear.
The picture of a man or a woman?
No, of the woman.
Yes.
The one that's on screen now. That's for you. The No Consumer Should Decide article. Okay? Jose, Giancarlo, can you see your article on screen right now?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. I just want to make sure, because when we start reading, some of you, if you're confused, won't know what to do. So I just want to take a minute. Okay. Tanya, what group are you in, A or B?
My group is B, and my test is the second one.
That's right.
It,
With the yes text. That's right.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. And Seban, what group are you on? Are you in, A or B?
Okay, B.
Excellent. And does your text have a picture of a man or a woman?
Man.
Good. We're doing great. Okay. And Rebecca and V, you are also in Group B, and your text is on the page in front of you.
6, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. So, we're going to read in exactly 1 minute from now. You're going to read your own texts. Before we do, I want you to think about some vocabulary words. This exercise is going to be a little difficult, and it's not the most important thing. Okay, but I want to just show you, as a group, where your definitions are. Okay, so Group A, let's just go around the room. I want you to read these 10 definitions really quickly, and if you can spot even 5 out of those 10 words when you're reading, then you are among the good and great readers of the world. 50% is good enough for me. Gabrielle, read the first definition for us.
Gradually changes and develops over a period of time.
Right. So do you think you're looking for a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb? What kind of word do you think that is?
A noun.
A noun. Gradually changes. Here's what I would say, Gabrielle. Changes is a verb because you got an S on it, right?
Yes.
So that's your clue that this is probably a verb, not a noun. Something, an action that means gradually changes. It could also be an adjective, but I think it's a verb. I would guess. So maybe in your definition, look at the tense of the word. That might help you decide if it's a verb or noun. Here, I'm pretty sure it's a verb. Pretty sure. Could be wrong. We'll find out. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. I'm going to ask you what kind of word you think you're looking for. Giancarlo, read 2 for us.
A period of history.
Think that's a noun, a verb, or an adjective?
A period is a noun.
Therefore, it's a noun. Therefore, it's a noun.
They are 2 nouns. History
Exactly.
and period.
And so the full sentence would be, you're looking for something that is a period of history. So it is going to be a noun. A period is a noun. You're looking for a noun. Jose, read number 3 for us.
Okay. Stop it, especially by making laws or by using authority.
Okay,
I
what
think
kind of
it is a verb.
what kind of word is stopped?
Stopped verb.
It is, if I put an is or the verb to be in front of it, it is stopped. Is it still a verb if I say it is stopped or it was stopped?
No.
Is that,
It
no?
was stopped. It is a noun.
No, it's not.
No,
It's
it
not.
was stopped.
How about if I said, Jose, it was blue?
No. Blue is no.
It was red. It was blue.
Blue. No.
Noun? Come on, Jose.
No. It was blue.
Blue, red, blue,
Blue.
green.
Yes.
white.
Color. No.
It's an adjective.
Adjective. Sorry. Yes. Adjective. Yes.
So what I want to show you here is that
Stop. Adjective.
stopped in this case is an adjective.
Adjective. Okay.
So that means you're probably looking for an adjective. Okay?
Yes.
Just because what I'm trying to say is, if you put the verb to be in front, it is stopped. It's just like saying it is blue or it is hot.
Yes. It is the quality.
Right. It's a quality. And the test is, can you put the verb be in front of it? If you can put the verb be in front of it, it is a quality, which is an adjective.
It's an adjective. Okay.
Right.
If I can, yes. If I can to put the verb to be before, it is an adjective.
That's right. That's right. So that's a little trick.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Khalid, can you read the 4th definition for us?
Not as good as you would normally expect, or not good enough to be accepted.
Okay, very good. Do you think this is an adjective, a verb, a noun? What do you think? This one's not very obvious. I'll give you a little hint. You're looking for something that is not as good as expected. Something. There's your clue. So if I say something, is that an adjective or is that a noun?
No.
Yeah, it's more like a noun. So you're probably looking for a noun in this case. Okay? All right, class, I think you get the hang of it. I do want you to read the definitions, but I'm not going to ask you about the words anymore. I just want you to read the definition, make sure there's no questions about the definition. Group, we're back to Gabrielle for 5.
Methods of processes for getting something done within a system or organization.
Okay, very good. Giancarlo, 6.
Taxi licenses in the shape of a flat piece of metal that is attached to the vehicle.
Oh, that one's easy. That's super easy. Jose, number 7.
Okay, groups of people or companies who all agree to sell something at the same price so that they all make profits without competing with one another.
This is a way to eliminate competition, in other words. Mr. Khalid, number 8. Read that for us.
Number 8?
Yep.
Companies and business that have existed for a long time and are therefore recognized as good or successful.
Yeah, and there's 2 words that you're going to find. Remember, these words are somewhere in the text, but they're probably in this order. Okay?
Yes.
We're back to Gabrielle for 9.
Became very successful.
Very good. And Giancarlo, last one, 10.
Businesses that compete with one another.
So it's going to be another name for businesses that compete. Okay? Any questions about your definitions before we go on? Any questions? Or is that more or less clear? It doesn't have to be perfectly clear. because you're going to find these in context. Okay. Same thing for group B. Rebecca, read one.
Okay.
Read the first for us.
Trip or journey? 2 words.
2 words. Very good. And Saban, number 2.
Okay. Without being affected or influenced by anything else that happens or exists towards.
Repeat this word for me. Influenced.
Influenced.
That's it. Very good. Tanya, number 3.
A large amount of money from your job than you expected.
A larger amount.
A larger.
Okay. Very good. Remember, that's 2 words as well. V,
Okay.
number 4.
Change or remove the bad results or something.
To change or remove bad results. Okay, think about that. We're back to Rebecca for 5.
Passengers in a taxi.
What we call passengers in a taxi. That one's easy. Saban, number 6.
Being to fail.
Begin to fail.
Okay, sorry, begin to fail.
Very good. 7, Tanya.
More important, powerful, or successful than other business of the same time.
Of the same type, right?
Same type, yes.
Good. V, number 8.
Number 8. The same everywhere.
The same everywhere. What could that be? I wonder. Rebecca, number 9.
A group of people or companies who all agree to sell something at the same price so that they can, I can see more, make a profit without competing with one another.
Not competing, but competing.
Competing.
There you go. It's competition, but the verb is compete.
Okay, thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
Good. The noun has the first syllable, and the verb has the second syllable. Okay. Good, good. And Saiban, the last one, number 10.
A company that has complete control of the service it provides because it is the only company that provides it.
That's it. A company that has complete control in the market, they mean. In the market, there's only one company that controls everything. Okay? All right. I'm going to ask you to spend 5 minutes. I think even 5 minutes is too much time, but we'll say 5 minutes. I'll check in with you in 3 minutes. Uh-oh, what's that? We've got an age limit. Minors are not allowed in this class, or dogs. What was the name of the dog, Rebecca? Snookums and something?
One just barked was moving.
I'm never going to remember them. I'm never going to remember those. You'll have to send me a message. Okay, listen, everyone. I'm going to start the clock now. I'm going to check in with you in 3 minutes and see if you're ready. Remember, you're only reading one text, not both. They're kind of short. And then if you need it, I'll give you 2 more minutes. Let's see how well you can do in 3 minutes. My suggestion is read the first sentence of each paragraph first, just to get the general idea. Then go back and read all the paragraphs. Okay? The time will start in just a second, but you can start reading now. If there's any questions, just let me know. I'm going to put a timer on the board for you, actually. Okay? And then we're going to discuss. You're going to teach the other half of the class about your article. Okay? So you begin, and I'm going to put the timer on the board so you can see exactly where we are. Give me a second to find the timer. If there's any questions while you're reading, just ask, okay? Okay, time is up. 3 minutes is over. Did everyone have a chance to read? Are you all prepared? How are we doing? Did it?
Yes, teacher.
I am.
Yeah?
I
Great.
didn't finish it.
How much more time do you need? How much more time, Tanya?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, let's do this, everyone. I'm going to give you a minute, minute and a half, okay? If you finished, great. If you didn't finish, keep reading. If you did finish, I want you to skim through the article, and I want you to underline the main ideas or make a note of the main ideas. Is there one major idea and several supporting ideas? Is there one idea with some supporting evidence? Okay, so I want you just to focus on finding those main ideas. I'll put the clock back on the screen. Let me change the time. It's not going to let me change the time, really. Let's try this again. Okay, I can't set the timer. Something's wrong. How are we doing? Are we all ready now? More or less? We cool?
Yes.
Okay. So, what I'd like you to do in your group first is decide what the main ideas are, first in your group, and then you're going to take turns trying to explain to the other half of the class what the text is about. So Group A, boys, Gabriel, who else is out there? Gabriel, Giancarlo, Jose, and Khalid. As a group, I want you to decide what you think the main idea of your text primarily is. Okay? Gabriel, why don't I'll just call on you. You tell me your idea, and then everyone else will tell me if you agree or disagree. Gabriel, what do you think the main idea of your text is?
I think the main idea of the text is that the government should not regulate Uber because competition works better for the customers.
Excellent. Giancarlo, do you agree? Would you change anything?
No. Yes, I agree. The text talks about the new regulations and the new apps for taxis. And yeah.
Okay, so Gabriel basically has got the main idea then, right?
Right.
Okay. Jose, is there a second point that your article makes that is worth mentioning? Anything come to mind? Is there a less important point, but one that we might want to mention? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I think this article is not against the application.
That's true. Okay. Is there anything else we should know? If there is, think about it and let me know. Khalid, what about you? Does the article say anything else that we should...
Yes, teacher. As my friend says, speak about driver apps and regulations, and addition to the drivers. They spoke about the drivers and the kind of drivers. There is some drivers that they don't know how to drive also.
Right. Good point. Right. Okay. Excellent. So, by the way, if you're out there and you want to join, just click the green join button, Sakura, and come on in. Okay, very good. So between Gabriel and Khalid, I think that the four of you can easily explain the details of your article. Let me just check in with Group B. Okay, so, Staban, what would you say the major point is of your article?
Okay.
In your opinion.
Okay, so the main point, I think, it's to just make sure that both sides, the passenger and the taxi driver, will not. The passenger will not pay. Will not the taxi driver will not overcharge the passenger. So the passenger, it's to make the ride affordable, or let's say, affordable for the passenger.
Right.
That's what I think.
Okay, and so is the author saying that the app helps make it affordable, or hurts making it? Does it help or does it hurt?
It's help under one condition.
Okay.
If this condition exists, it will be helpful. Otherwise, will be not helpful.
Okay, very good, very good. And let me see. And Tanya, do you think there's anything else? Well, first of all, do you agree with Saban that that's a major point, or would you state it differently? Do you disagree? What's your opinion?
I believe the main point here is the government to keep the control and prevent the monopolies.
Monopolies.
Monopolies. Yes.
Okay. So, in other words, the government is trying to control the market to stop someone dominating it, right?
Yes.
That's the main point.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good, very good. And Rebecca, is there an additional point that we should be aware of in the second article? Like a detail that we might want to talk about? Is there anything else in the article that you think is worth mentioning?
They are, well, I don't know.
Okay, it's just your opinion. For example, Khalid mentioned that the type of driver was an issue. That's not the main point, but it was an issue, like underqualified drivers. Is there a second issue that comes up for you, or that you notice when you're reading, something that strikes you?
Well, you know, the regulation of these apps could put more no legal drivers in the street, you know, so maybe it's a risk.
More illegal drivers?
Illegal, yeah, without license.
Without licenses. Without
Yeah,
licenses.
license.
Illegal. Good.
Illegal, yeah.
And V, do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree, and I think in the article there are totally 5 points that the author wants to point out to protect his point of view, that there are so many points which conventional taxis is dominant against the Uber taxi. The first is, like Saiben said, that is the factors. Sometimes it can help the customers, but most of the time it can hurt them, because the factor there that is not fixed, so it can bring some trouble to the customer. And the second is the price. The price of the traditional taxi is based on the price per ride or the distance. But
Price per ride. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so it's based on an
ride.
average, right?
Yeah, but for the Uber, sometimes they want a lump sum, so a lump sum of money, a sum of money. And the third is the government limits the quantity of taxi, of a conventional taxi, so it can prevent the monopoly, which mentioned in the paragraph 5. And,
by the way, pronunciation, monopoly, not monopoly, but monopoly.
Monopoly.
Right.
Monopoly, yeah, monopoly. And
Okay.
number 4 is the quality of the driver is more licensed than Uber taxi driver.
Okay. I think everyone is very clear. We're actually running out of time, but let's do this. I want to give you a chance. Well, there's 2 things I'd like to do. I want to give you a chance to debate not just Uber, but regulation in general. Okay? I want to give you a chance to do that. Maybe what we can do is, we don't have a lot of time here. Maybe what we can do is start our debate now, just to get our feet wet. And then for homework, I want you to read the other half of the text, and I want you to see how many of those keywords you can find. So you find the ones in your half, and if you feel adventurous, find the ones in the other half too. But focus on yours first, okay? And then there's other activities for you to do on your own. And then Wednesday, we're going to have a follow-up class. Okay, but before we go, let's start the debate now. In your group, I want you to defend or attack the idea of regulation in this market. So maybe we have time just to hear just 2 people today, but on Wednesday we're going to continue, and we're going to talk about regulation a little bit more broadly. I'm going to give you a different kind of speaking activity where you have to talk about regulation and use keywords. But for today, so I need 1 person from Group A. Giancarlo, I'm volunteering you for today. You've been volunteered. Okay.
Yes, Diana.
I need 1 person from Group B. V, I'm volunteering you for today for Group B. And if we have time, we'll do another. And what I want you to do is start the debate by stating why this market should be regulated or not regulated. So Giancarlo, you're the yes camp. Give us the reason, your opinion. Remember, you're taking the point of view of your article, not your personal point of view. Okay? So what would you say to get the debate started, Giancarlo?
Okay, the regulations we are talking about is necessary because people who takes a taxi,
people who take
a taxi have the right to take a secure taxi and have the right to know who is driving the car. And of course, the rate, the money that we pay for a service must be regulated too, in order to have a better service, in order to have a a better service in world. I mean,
Giancarlo, it sounds like you are in favor of regulation, but in your article, the author is not in favor of regulation. Am I right?
Yes, I think so. But
you have to argue from her point of view, though. You have to argue in her point of view. So why would she say that regulation is a bad thing? Even if you disagree with her, why would she say it's a bad thing to have it regulated?
I'm not sure, but okay, because he says that.
She says we're talking about Charlotte.
Charlotte Boyer,
right.
Yeah, is a woman. Because well, in paragraph number 3, she mentions that almost anyone can work as a taxi driver. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, she says that almost anyone can work as a taxi driver, right?
Yeah.
So using such a service, I believe, right, it is often warned that almost anyone can work, but using such a service is unbelievably safe. So why? So yeah. So don't forget the second part of the paragraph. She's saying we don't need to regulate it because, in terms of safety, what will help the consumer? In paragraph 3. What will the consumer be helped by? Is that clear?
Yes. Well, because consumers may know more about the drivers because we can get a photo, phone number, and in a certain way, personal information about the drivers.
Yeah, basically. There's a rating system of some kind. So she's saying it's not necessary to regulate for that reason. Okay, very good. We're really over time, but just to finish up, V, what would be the counter argument for this self-regulation? What would you say is the counter argument?
Yeah, I understand the point of view of Group A, but under a view of a governor, I think the government usually have the far-sighted view in comparison with each individual, because for Group A, they just see a little profit of an individual that Uber is good for them. But for the government, they can see that in the near future, maybe the monopoly can appear. That's why they want to prevent it from now. And besides of that, they can see a lot of factors that can bring profit to the customers who are using taxis. That the first is the cost, because they're based on the average cost, so there is no up and down cost if you want to take a taxi. And the second is safety, because all of drivers are licensed, so we can believe in their ability. But for Uber, we cannot, because we don't know their origins. That's the second. And the third.
Wait, we gotta stop there, V. We have to stop there. Because we're over time. Listen, everyone. You get the idea now of what we're going to do on Wednesday. Now, we're not going to limit ourselves to just this article on Wednesday. We're going to talk about regulation and your real opinions about it. But what I want you to do is read the rest of the article between now and Wednesday. Find your 10 keywords in your part of the article, and I'll give you the answers on Wednesday. Look at the other vocabulary exercises. There's expressions, there's phrasal verbs. You'll see it on the other pages. Try to do them before Wednesday. In the beginning of class, we will go over those exercises. We'll do a little debate about Uber, but then I want to turn this into a discussion where you talk about regulation and what it really means. And let's try to get a few examples out there. If you have a company that's subject to regulation, talk about it. If you feel very strongly one way or the other, bring in your opinions and we'll have a fuller debate about it, okay? So that's it for now. Hold on to those links. Try the vocabulary exercises, and I'll be back tomorrow for 2 classes from 10 to 12 GMT. But on Wednesday at 11 GMT, we'll finish this class on taxi apps and regulation. Okay? Great job so far, everyone. See you soon. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.